gentlemen, welcome to Triple N Media. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM, and today we are going to be talking about the Indo-American Charity Foundation. And we'll learn more about Indo-American Charity Foundation, what's its mission, and what it does in the Houston Metroplex area. So I have two special guests today. My guest to my right is Rajesh Dikonda. Did I get it right?
Yes, Rajesh Dikonda.
Rajesh Dikonda, who is the current president, and next to him is Joseph Elankil.
Yes.
Did I get it right?
Yes.
Okay. Delighted to have you gentlemen, and I'm excited to learn more about the Indo-American Charity Foundation. First, give a little brief introduction about yourselves, and then we'll talk about the Indo-American Charity Foundation.
So I'm Joseph Elankil. I'm the immediate past president of Indo-American Charity Foundation. I was so delighted to be part of this organization and who's been doing a great job in the Houston metropolitan area. So yeah, I live in Sugar Land. I've been in Sugar Land for 26 years.
How long have you been involved with the Indo-American Charity?
It's like 5 years.
5 years, that's great.
Our charter is that you can, in the sense of official capacity, I've
Right.
been a supporter of ISF much before that. But the Indo-American Charity Foundation, you can only serve for 2 terms of 3 years. So I'll be going out after this
Oh, I
year.
see.
Yeah, hi. My name is Rajesh Dikonda, and I've been in the Houston for the last 25 years. I work for the UT Health, Texas State Medical School. I have been associated with Indo-American Charity Foundation for the last 7-8 years. But in the official capacity, I have joined the Indo-American Charity Foundation 4 years back, and I am the current president right now. And we have been doing great work for the community, for the scholarship of children's scholarships, where we fund startup charities, and then we take care, or we just support some of the activities when there are some pandemics or hurricanes.
That's very good. So you bring me into the next question. Maybe you can define what Indo-American Charity Foundation is and what it stands for, what's its mission, and what are some of the things that you do.
Okay.
So yeah, Indo-American Charity Foundation is a 34-year-old charity foundation that was started by a few of the Indian origin folks who in 1988. So when they started, right, they were here in the US for a few years, and they looked at the community and they say that we are living here, we are going to live here, but more than us, our next generation, future generations will be in this community. So they wanted to make a difference in the communities in which not only them live, their future generations will live. So that's why they said, let's start an organization who basically they kept the motto was, we live here, we keep here. So though we are Indian origin folks, we are part of this community, we are part of US, and the charter of this organization is that all that we do it for Houston metropolitan area.
That's very good.
So they raise the money, they spend it here.
Rajesh, maybe you can talk about the 4 pillars of Indo-American Charity Foundation.
Yes. So, in most of the charity organizations which we have in the Houston metropolitan area, especially our Indian community, most of the charities, they serve back to our country. Ours being a little bit more unique, and what we do is we live here, we live here, we support only most of the time we support only the local communities. And our support and our mission is based on 4 pillars. We call them as EFGH. One is education, family, general, and H is the health aspect of it. So we support or do charity work based on these 4 pillars of our organization.
Yeah. And what are the activities you have throughout the calendar year? Maybe you can give an overview.
We do few things, but there are few major events that we do, right? So one of the things is a charity work, we call it I Walk, I Care, and that is always in association with the Indian Doctors Association of Houston, where the beneficiary is the Indian Doctors Charity Clinic.
Okay, yeah.
So for them, to whatever proceeds that we make out of that, we will donate it to the Indian Doctors Charity Clinic, which is usually happens in March, April time frame, that we do a 5K walk. So that's one, and then the other one is that we give out like almost 50,000 plus or minus dollars worth of scholarships to Fort Bend, Alif, and KT, ISDs. And these are all need-based. So we work with the school districts, and they get the applications, and we actually go through that. But we not only look at their academic merits, but we look at their economic situation also. So in most of the years, very few Indian origin kids usually get it.
Yeah, it's for the needy ones.
It's the needy ones, and then one of the times the Fort Bend ISD the chief actually put it in such a way that these kind of help is kind of pushing a person sitting on an edge of a fence to go to college because they're not sure, right?
So
any kind of
help, work.
Any kind of help them out and then make that decision.
That makes a big difference, like the little drops of water make the mighty ocean, and what amount we give may be small, but the inspiration and the boost it gives, I think it's going to have a significant impact in their lives. Hopefully they will remember for a long time.
And then we also do something called Grants Night. Maybe Rajesh can talk about that.
Yeah, so Grants Night is another charity event which we have just before our Gala, probably in the month of July, August. And what we do during this grants event is we reach out to other charities, and the charities kind of which are some charities which are startup charities which don't have any money but they have some good ideas. So we seed those charities, and then there are some other charities which are helping out based on our 4 pillars, E, F, G, H, and as long as they are doing in those 4 areas and they need some money, so we support them. So we give out about 50 to 55,000 of those amount to approximately 18 to 20 different charities. There are many organizations which were seeded by us have now spun into very huge multi-million-dollar charities right now.
That's fascinating. That was going to lead to my next question is, what kind of feedback you're getting from all these charities you have been supporting in the past few years?
So again, a lot of these charities that we supported, right, some of them actually grew much bigger than what ISCF is. That's how it is.
You're talking about giving a seed money for the students.
Correct.
It's the same way you're giving these seed money for these starting charities,
Right.
which helps them to, get some identity and spread.
We encourage, a lot of youngsters, we encourage people in the Houston metropolitan area. If you have an idea, if you think that you can actually concentrate on a particular need, where you come out, say that, okay, I have this plan, and this is the audience, this is what I want, we definitely will support you, because if we see the merit and the need, we'll support you. And an organization like DEA, which become a big organization, ISCF funded them to start.
Let's spend a little more time about this educational grants, because a lot of students may want to watch this, and let's give them some guidance as to the whole process of how these students are selected, and what are the different steps that you take.
So in a very year, right, March, April time frame, that's where we started working with the school district, and then basically they send out notification to the schools saying that this graduating students, saying that you need to apply this thing, and so basically they have to come out with an essay, and they have to give us a like a resume kind of thing, all their bios, and also that we look for any kind of extracurricular activities that they do, especially into the communities that they serve. So we look at all those parameters, and also the school districts or the respective schools also put some recommendations on top of it. So we take all those things and then the board assembles and then we actually split, the applications, because we usually get like a good number of applications.
Yeah.
And we go through it
I
and
know.
then it's a multi-step process where we finally select. And it is not a fixed amount, right?
Yeah.
Depending on the student, depending on their need and the program that they are planning to go,
Yeah.
we give out anywhere from 5,000 down.
I see.
So we give a high as $5,000
That's
as
really good,
scholarship.
yeah. So when is the decision made and when do the students apply for these grants?
So like I said, March, April is where
So they
usually
can go on
we
the
get-
website and do all
they can do
the-
the website or they can send an email to ISU. No, sorry, in this case, they don't send
Yeah.
us the application directly.
Yeah.
They actually send it to the school.
Or schools. Oh, I
And
see.
the board will, school district will give us the.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So we don't really work directly with the student, we always.
Yeah.
So what we do is we shield ourselves from the students
That's
and
good,
we
yeah.
don't reach out to the students
That's good,
directly.
yeah.
So for us to have an unbiased
That's good, yeah.
applications, so we directly reach out to the school's ISD board. We
Yeah.
have the board of the ISD, and they actually reach out to the students. They will ask them to apply. They will collect the applications, and they just give us the applications.
Oh, okay.
So until
Yeah,
the application
fair-
is received,
fair
we
process,
are
yeah,
fair,
fair
yes,
process,
exactly.
right.
We don't.
So when is the decision made about these awards and when is the actual award ceremony?
So usually that happens in May
May.
timeframe. That's it. Because we try to make a decision and we give out in the month of May. That's usually what happens.
I have attended quite a few of those,
Yeah.
and it's really fascinating to see so many young students
They come
being
out.
able to receive this small gift of appreciation.
Right.
And most of the time we try to finish
Yeah.
it before the school ends,
Yeah.
so that they know what it is.
They're
that-
ready to come back from their vacation.
Exactly. And even
Yeah.
the check, what we
Yeah.
give out the check, we don't give out to individual students' name, we directly give out to the, we
The schools or the institutions?
district and they distribute.
Or the district, I see. Okay, let's talk about this walkathon. I've been to many of these, and tell us a little more about walkathon and what are the things that are involved.
So walkathon is it's a regular event where
Yeah.
we reach out to a lot of the organization. We have a lot of sponsors. They sponsor that event. So that's how we raise the money, and when people come, they will register. It's totally up to them if they want to contribute. It's not a must to participate, because we want people to come out, walk for the charity, right? Show
Yeah.
that there's a need. We are here to support your charity work. So coming out, walk with us itself shows that you have.
I have seen, there's so many people who show up for
Right.
this charity walk.
Charity walk,
because,
yes.
I've
So,
attended several,
it's up to you, right, whether you want to contribute or not, but we
Yeah.
want you to show that, I am here to support and
That's
I'm
true,
here
yeah.
to do this.
Yeah, and it is, sorry.
Yeah. So that's how it is, and we, like you
Yeah.
said, right, people do show up.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people show up, and we usually have some dignitaries will join us. Hippie Georges, or
Yeah.
Robbins, Julie Matthews. Every year we have these dignitaries walk with us. They'll
Yeah.
show up, they'll come because they know how important it is, how good it is.
Yeah.
I know, I have seen that Indo-American Charity Foundation has been involved with so many disasters, which is very, very common to Houston, with hurricanes and all these things. Maybe you can elaborate on some of the things that it has done in the past with reference to hurricanes or even for that matter COVID-19 pandemic.
So,
Yeah, good.
okay, so since you mentioned about hurricane, our last biggest one was Hurricane Harvey.
Yeah.
So we've been supporting all, the previous one also, right? The other hurricanes that we had, but for Hurricane Harvey, the magnitude of that was huge. So we jumped right on, and when we reached out our donor base, one of our past presidents actually, he immediately said that I will commit $50,000 for you. That's how we got the boost. Within a month, we were able to raise $207,000, 1 month.
That's
And we
fascinating.
gave
Yeah.
200 of that to Houston Mayor Steve.
Yeah.
So that was a big one, and Mayor Sylvester still talk about it. Whenever
That's true.
we see
The
a-
whole city was paralyzed,
Right.
for weeks.
Yeah.
In hurricane. In fact, I went to Cinco Ranch and all this. I did videos about all the devastation,
Devastation.
street after street, all this debris from the flooding and things like
Correct.
that.
And when we talk about pandemic, we have few doctors in our board. So our board is fully volunteer-based board.
Yeah.
Nobody get paid. 100% of money that we collect, we give out, right? So our time, our effort, it's all volunteer. So in there, two of our doctors were like very adamant saying that, this pandemic, no matter what people say, mask is the only one which is going to help us because the shots, all the medicines and all those things will take time. So mask will be the one, but then, it was not relevant, but they said, let's get on it, let's try to do it. And you know that there was no masks available at that point. I think it was coming from China. So we immediately jumped on, and with the help of these doctors and with the help of UT, we derived or figured out a way to create a cloth mask with filters.
Yes.
So once we figured out how to do it, we actually had some trial runs, and finally we found, and one of the persons who joined our board, he actually had a air conditioner business, and so he helped us to figure out what kind of filter to put in such that we can breathe. But
That reminds me, I wrote a book on COVID pandemic 19, like an international study. It's almost 300 pages long. At that time I was in Temple, Texas. I was working for the VA hospital, and every day I was writing articles in the Facebook physicians special group. So I compiled all those things, and I know about all these different filters that like you have to be less than 1 micron or something like that.
So what happened was that in April of 2020, we already had mask was getting created, and in month of May we were able to actually give out 8,000 masks. Just 2020 masks where everybody was like scrambling and looking for masks.
But let me ask you, most non-profit organizations are run by volunteers. Nobody's a paid employee. And if somebody wants to volunteer, what's the process?
So the best process for us is we actually have a kind of a volunteer base, a small volunteer base, and then for most of the events we use young volunteers, which are other than the board, for us to help out on the logistics of that day. So the best way to reach to us is there's a email iacfpresident@gmail.com. Just send an email to us. We are constantly looking at that email inbox. And somebody will reach out to you, and then we will try to engage you in our volunteer.
The other way to do is to come on to our website, iacfhouston.com. It's not an org, it's iacfhouston.com, and there is a form. In there you can fill the form, and then that's another way to do it.
Let's talk about the website. What are the kinds of information people can find on the Indo-American Charity Foundation website?
So in that, it has all our history, all the information that we have, all the past board members, all those things are there. And also it lists out all the events that we conduct and how you can participate, and obviously you can donate, because that's a big part of it, right?
So everything can be done online?
Online, yes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you can donate online, you can fill up application, you can reach out
Even
to
the
us.
volunteers can
do it, right? Yeah. And then on top of that, I just want to add about the grants, right? Since we talked about the scholarships, we reach out to the organization that we know of. But if there is an organization who would need help, who is based in Houston metropolitan areas, please come, because there is an application for that also, for the grant. So you can put up your grant application there. We'll consider you for the next year. This year it is already over, but next year we'll consider you.
So last year there was a new, a charity organization called Sleep in Heaven. Sleep in Heaven. So they just reached out to us about 6 months back. That they have an organization, and this is what they do. They build beds for the kids, kids who does not have beds. So they reached out to us at that time, and they said we have our process, and it will be around July end, August spring. So in June, when we were asking for people to apply, we reached out to them, asked them to apply, and then they were part of this grants event, and they were one of the benefiters of the new. And we kind of received money, we gave it to them to start.
Okay.
Yes. It's
Okay,
one of the newest-
let's talk about the upcoming Indo-American Charity Foundation Gala on September 9, 2023 at the New Stafford Center. Is that correct?
Correct, absolutely.
Okay. Maybe you can now, since you're the president, you're the man at the helm,
Yeah.
the hammer.
Yes.
So let's hear from you, what do we
So this year, again, our galas and those are mostly for fundraising purpose. So this year we have a concept called a casino night, and the motto there is play to win, win to keep. And we are having a tremendous settings of a casino theme. All the set and the Stafford Center, on that day we have decorated with the casino theme. And we're going to have some roulette tables, poker tables there. People can actually play. The way they do is they buy they donate, and they get some complimentary chips. They can play, and the winnings and those go to the chat.
That's the beautiful thing, you have fun, you make money,
Yes.
and you give it to the charity, you don't have to pay income tax.
Absolutely, yeah.
Since you're, giving it to the charity.
And
So-
we'll have a lot of entertainment also along with it. So we are planning for a lot of.
That's fascinating. And can people register online, and just give us a little bit about all the different levels of donations that people may be able to participate? Maybe it's already full, you said.
No,
Yeah.
we're still getting it. So
Okay.
we have a sponsorship level from 20,000 down. Right, 20,000, 50,000, 10,000 and 5,000. Those are the 4 levels that we have. And for,
The smaller one, 2.5.
correct, yeah. So, but these 4 categories, you'll get a table and table of 10 that you will get as part of that thing. But there are other privileges like, your naming rights and, the stage and those kind of things. It's all there in our website. And also like a 2,500 this thing also where you don't really get a full table, and then individuals can register for $250.
Yeah.
That's the individual.
Yeah. And also as a part of this charity, what we also do is we recognize the people who do charity work in the society. So we have 2 categories in there. One is called as the Angels of Charity, and Angels of Charity are basically a family or a couple who do good charity work in the community. We identify them, we invite them, and they will they get to walk on the ramp, the couple. And we award some tokens from our side to them. They are called as Angels of Charity. And we also have, not to leave out individuals, there are some individuals who do exclusive charity work. So we recognize those people too, and we identify them and we invite them to the gala, and we award mementos to them and recognize them in the charity.
Yeah, we call them Friends of Charity.
Friends of Charity.
So Friends of Charities,
Yeah.
these are the folks not just supporting IACF, right?
I see,
They don't have to be supporting IACF. We just look at, because they are the people doing. Correct. So we have to recognize those big hearts. That's what our goal is.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Triple N Media. I am Dr. NIK NIKAM, and my special guests are Rajesh Dikonda and Joseph Elankiam. And we have been talking about the Indo-American Charity Foundation, and the gala is going to be on September 9th, 2023 at the New Stafford Center on Cash Road, and it's going to be a casino night. Make all the money and then donate all the money, so don't worry about taxes. Any final thoughts, gentlemen?
Yes. You just want to show this flyer.
Oh, okay. I will put this flyer in the process when we
Absolutely.
process the video, so we'll definitely.
We from Indo-American Charity Foundation thank you for letting us here and be able to talk about the gala and our organization.
No, again, like I said, IACF is like a 34-year-old organization doing a fabulous job in this community. And like I mentioned, all the money that we raise, 100% of what we raise goes out. We don't keep any money, there is no administrative cost for us, nobody takes any money out of this thing. So please do come out and support us because Gala is our biggest fundraising opportunity, so we need your support.
Yes.
So we earnestly request you to come and support us.
Support
and
us.
join us. We'll guarantee that you'll have a great night.
Great, unique Gala experience, which probably you wouldn't have seen
Yeah.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thank you.
gentlemen, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. And ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Triple N Media and Dr. NIK NIKAM, and mark your calendars for September 9, 2023 at Stafford Center on Cash Road. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.